So I helped start the organization. I worked with them for 4 years. We went and hunted child molesters. One of the things that I noticed was a recurring issue in this world of child molestation is that people in yeshiva were so sexually repressed. They were so cut off from the idea of identifying with their bodies and understanding the processes that they had to figure out a way to vent them. And that created this environment where older and more mature adults who were understanding their sexual processes more were using younger children to the extent that they were destroying their lives just because they were taught.
You have the mentality of a Hollywood superstar. I'm sorry to tell you, you have no idea what you're talking about in regards to sexuality, in regards to psychology, in regards to Torah, in regards to anything for that matter, because everything that you're saying is simply one big mistake.
I could say the same about you, but I could say the same about you.
I have facts to back me.
And now you have facts to back me.
I'm sorry you don't.
I sure do.
What you're saying,
we can sit down and have a longer conversation. I'd love to.
No, it's not about a long conversation. It's that if you're going to challenge the Torah, you have to come with more. These are rabbinic sources.
I'm not challenging the Torah. I'm challenging the rabbinical sources that you're citing.
A mitzvah of wasting seed is a rabbinical mitzvah. It's just silly. It says it countless times in the Torah, starting already with Sefer Bereshit. I just use one source. I can give you over 3,000 sources. The point being is that we're not going to have
missions
enough time.
Happen naturally.
One thing has nothing to do with the other.
Sure it does. If our body's doing that naturally, then why would God do that?
Your body is urinating. Does that mean you should urinate in the middle of the street?
If your body, if you can't control a nocturnal emission, you're saying you can train it over long periods of time.
No, not long periods of time.
I know from my yeshiva years that nobody was able to control it.
I'm sorry for your yeshiva, and I'm sorry for them to have you as a student. But I'm telling you, if you come to my yeshiva, you're not going to have that problem.
Right, because I assume that you use fear.
No, I use Torah.
Which is fear. You said at the beginning that if you learn Torah, the longer you learn Torah, the more terrifying it is.
Because it's true, it's free, it's
right,
scary.
So it's fear.
If HaKadosh Baruch Hu can kill you at any moment, isn't that scary?
And this is what you were saying about teaching children at the age of 6, that they should,
about Gehenna. Said that.
Scare them.
Yes.
So authoritarianism. Teach them to worship out of fear.
No, it's called Yirat Shamayim.
Okay.
Yirat Shamayim means fear of God. If you're not afraid of God, there's something wrong with you. That means you think you are God. If you think you are God, then you should start your own religion, maybe have some followers. There's another guy with a longer hairstyle. He also started a new religion. It's called Jesus. He started, he didn't have a good end. Gemara says that he has a nice bath right now, but tzo'aro tachat. He's taking a nice bath in boiling feces. He started a new religion too. He was Jewish too, just like you.
And he also inspired people who sit there and at the same pulpit and with the same vehemence, they say the same information, just the same, except spreading a completely different story.
First of all, it's not the same information. And you cannot compare Christianity to Judaism in one iota, because it's faulty on all different levels. But that's not the class, regardless. Let's try to keep it on topic.
Let's go on to the next